Hello guys, welcome to my channel. How you all doing? My name's Valerie. If you are new, if you're not, hello. Today we are going to be doing a review type of video because I love to purchase products that I know nothing about so I can make videos on them so then I can save you guys money. Now, reviews are personal preference, so whatever I may like, you may not like, and whatever I may not like, you may like. We're all different, and I want you guys to keep that in mind, that just because I say something about a product doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. The whole point in makeup is, you know, experimenting on your own face and seeing if you like it. Like, what do you want in a product? I'm going to be talking about what everybody else is talking about, and that is the Milani Conceal+Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. Now, I came across this foundation like 2 weeks ago, not knowing that it was new, not knowing that everybody was going to be so hype on it, and all that type of stuff. I wanted a foundation that was still full coverage, but lightweight. I went directly to the area of where Milani and Wet n Wild is, and all those other brands, because I am only purchasing cruelty-free products, and at that time I think there was only like 6 maybe shades to choose from, this one being all the way on the left, so me assuming that it is the lightest. This is 01 Creamy Vanilla. I was kind of like intrigued. I saw it, I was like, whoa, I've never seen this before, and it's a 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and it claimed to be medium to full coverage and lightweight, so I went ahead and I got it. I didn't know if it was going to match me or not, but I figured let me pick the lightest shade because the other shades look a little too dark for me, at least, because I'm white as a ghost. This is what the packaging looks like. It is in a glass bottle. It has a high-end vibe to it because of how sleek and nice it looks. Milani's really stepping it up. Drugstore foundations are really stepping it up. Comes with a pump. Since we're going into detail, it fits your finger really nicely. Kind of has like a little hole right here specifically for your finger. I have worn it around 5 times, I want to say. So I really gathered a conclusion whether or not I like this foundation, and I have a lot to tell you about it as far as how it sets, how it goes, how it wears throughout the day, all the type of stuff. I'm going to first start by showing you guys how I apply it, and I did film a clip on that, so let's just go ahead and look at that. So let's get on to the demo. I'm taking the foundation with this lovely little pump, and funny story, when I was first, you know, purchased this, I thought it was a dropper foundation because I just ripped the whole top off. I'm taking 2 pumps. Now I'm saying it's 1 1/2 pump because it's not a lot, and as you can tell, it is really thick and it's not very runny, which I kind of like. I'm taking a damp beauty blender, and there's nothing on my face, no primer, no moisturizer, nothing. I really don't put anything on, which I probably should, but you know, at least some SPF or something, but I don't at the moment. I'm gonna go ahead and dot that with my finger first because I don't want it to soak all into the beauty blender, because if you take it on the beauty blender and then put it on your face, it's going to soak up a lot of the product. So then I'm gonna lightly tap it in to my skin, and you know, this process takes a little longer and it feels a little more annoying because you're constantly like lightly punching your face with a beauty blender, but it's so much more worth it. And as you can tell here, the color difference, yeah, this is really yellow. I thought I was yellow. This is another level. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that throughout my skin, and I wanted to leave the whole process in because I wanted you guys to see how it blended, which was pretty nice. It's heavy, but it's not difficult in blending, which is, it's a good thing to have in a foundation, because otherwise you just waste a lot of time. And oh my goodness, there is a roach outside of my window. It's on my window, but on the outside. Oh my god. Anyways, let's pretend it's not there. I want to leave the whole process in just so you guys can see how it blends and, you know, the transformation all in one. I almost lost my voice. So yeah, I'm staring, you cockroach. You better stay there. As you can tell, it only took a little bit of product to get that whole half of my face. So I do believe a little goes a long way. It's kind of similar to the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation because of how thick it is, but it wears differently, and I don't know how to explain this, but if you've ever tried the Lock-It foundation, you can find this one to be a little bit similar in a lot of places, and yeah, so I'm a little distracted here with this cockroach. I'm not scared of them, but I just don't like the company of them. Now, I haven't tried applying this foundation with a brush because, not gonna lie, all of my foundation brushes are dirty and I just don't want to waste my energy cleaning them. One, because I'm lazy, and two, because I really like the Beauty Blender. It's a lot more easier, and I'm a sponge type of person when it comes to applying stuff, so I really don't feel the need to clean them since I'm not using them. Now, if I was going to use them, obviously I'd clean them, but I'm assuming that it will go on nicely with a brush for all of you brush lovers. Brush lovers, that sounded kind of funny. But because of the consistency of the foundation, I assume that it would look nice. So, just letting you know. Now, this is one coat. You can tell it obviously covered up some of the redness on my cheeks, well, all of the redness on my cheeks. My under eyes don't look bad. I can definitely get away without wearing concealer, even though I probably still will because I love it. And the set of it is kind of like a semi-matte, but more on the satin finish. So if you like very, very matte foundation, I don't think this foundation is for you because it leaves kind of more of like a glowy, dewy finish. I have the foundation on, and I will say that it does cover up very, very nicely. It kind of has the same amount of coverage that the Lock-It foundation from Kat Von D has. Not 100% matte. It kind of has like a semi-matte satin finish to it. For me, I really do think that this foundation is not medium to full coverage. I think it's bottom line full coverage. It does cover very well. As you can tell, I had redness on my cheeks and it covered that up very nicely. It still hasn't set and it's only been 35 seconds of wearing it and it hasn't set yet. It still feels kind of like it's sitting on top of my skin. It's heavy, but it's breathable. The Lock-It foundation from Kat Von D is heavy, but it can be cakey, so like you feel it sitting on your skin and it's not very breathable. Like you can do all these kinds of faces and you feel the foundation on your skin kind of feels a little stiff. With this foundation, your skin still feels, you know, light as you don't have anything on it, but it's still a little bit heavy. Not sure if I'm making any sense. Although it is a 2-in-1 foundation, I will add some concealer because I like to have that brighter under eye. So I usually just add the concealer anyways. I think I would have really liked this foundation when I was in school because throughout high school I never wore concealer. I only wore foundation. I don't have a lot of bags to cover, so that may be one of the reasons why, and also because I just didn't have a concealer and I didn't really see it as a necessary step. But then as I started getting more into makeup, concealing changed my life and I was like, oh my god, this step is amazing. Meaning this foundation, it being a 2-in-1, would have been ideal for me at the time of high school because I would have liked it since I didn't conceal. It's just an extra step you don't need to do. Like I said, the undertone of the foundation is a little too warm for me. I have a really intense yellow undertone and I've said it multiple times, yet it's still a little too yellow for me. I'm really fair and that is the lightest shade, so I feel if you are really, really fair, then you might have to try to tone this foundation down with concealer, which is another reason why I use concealer, because I feel like it evens out my skin tone and it kind of matches me a little bit more as opposed to leaving it like this, which is also why I blended it a lot down my neck. I don't know if you can tell this skin color difference right here is a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face and I'll get back to you in a second, so just give me a minute or 2 or 5. Doesn't really matter. So here is my face with a full set of makeup on. I really like it. It's giving me that natural glow. Now, because I am being a little more spontaneous with my makeup, I wanted to try to rock a dewy, more satin finish complexion. Because I've been into matte for such a long time, I'm just now being a little bit more spontaneous and opening my bubble out to, you know, trying different makeup products, trying different looks, because I can be really basic when it comes to doing my makeup. I can do the same makeup look every single time. I really don't put much effort into it, but now I'm actually changing in the way that I want to try different products. I have always been rocking matte looks, and now I want to try more dewy looks. You know, I kind of want to make different looks and not just make the same looks. So Overall, as you can tell, it is a really beautiful foundation. The quality of it, from it being drugstore, is top notch. It's really nice, and you know, for the price, I think it's totally worth it if you want a foundation that is similar to your high-end ones, such as the Kat Von D foundation, or that's pretty much all I know. So this foundation is medium to full coverage, lightweight and oil-free formula. It's long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. So those are the 5 things that it claims. I wore this foundation for around 6 hours on end through a shift at my job, and it did stay on really nice. The only difference was that it looked a little bit more dewy than upon application. So you can expect to maybe set it, if you do not like that dewy look forward to wanting to set it after a couple hours of wearing it. As far as the foundation being medium to full coverage, it is definitely full coverage. It covered a lot of redness that I have on my cheeks, and it covered any imperfection that I have. It claims that it's lightweight. I think it's heavy but breathable. Now, I don't know how to explain that or if that even makes sense, but for example, the Kat Von D foundation that I have, it's really heavy, but you can feel it sitting on the skin. This foundation is heavy in consistency, and it's so creamy and full coverage, but it still feels like you're not wearing anything. So that's kind of like a good thing. If you like a full coverage foundation but don't like the feel of having a full coverage, because I know how hard it is to find a foundation that is full coverage but doesn't feel cakey. So if you're looking for a foundation like that, for example, I think this is kind of like a home run for you. It's, you know, I don't know, it's heavy but breathable. It is oil free, so for people with oily skin, I think it would probably be good. I'm not sure though, because it is giving me a satin finish, and I have normal skin. I don't have dry, I don't have oily, I just have normal. I'm like in the middle, so, and it does give me a satin, oily, kind of sleek finish after a couple hours of wearing it. So I don't know if you have really oily skin, I don't know how this is gonna wear on you. For it being a drugstore foundation, it does wear for a long time, as any high-end foundation would. As far as it being sweat-proof, I remember me feeling kind of really hot, because when it's around that time of the month, I get like heated so much. I feel like I'm in the desert and there's not one little mile per hour of wind, and I did sweat like one little drop, and nothing happened. So I guess it's sweat proof. I haven't tested that out completely. Oh wait, no, yeah, I did. Yesterday, unfortunately, when you have to work and then you have to do a workout right after, you don't have time to take off your face. So I actually went to work out with a full face of makeup on, and it's gross, and I wish I didn't, but it didn't look bad at the end. So it is sweat proof. Hey! That's all the foundation claims to do. It really does. I'll definitely give this foundation a go if I were you, because I really like it. I think for the price, it is really good, and it's one of their best foundations. This is actually the first Milani foundation that I try, and so far so good. I would definitely try another foundation of theirs. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one. I love you so much. Thank you for watching.